the innate versus the adaptive immune systems. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. If you want to throw something in the tip jar, that information is below in the description box. And also, if you want to subscribe to the Big Words LLC newsletter, which I am putting together right now, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below as well. Your information will be protected and not abused and sold to a third party. The newsletter came about simply because I'm a writer in addition to being a YouTube content creator. I have several projects going on, and I think that this would be a cool way to strategically get my messaging out. So with that in mind, with that said, I wanted to shoot a short video on the adaptive and innate immune systems. It came up last weekend in my discussion with Nicole Ali. And it's always a pleasure when Nicole comes to my channel. And so I thought it would be cool to just shoot a short video on this. Of course, introducing this topic, I think opens up another set of videos and content. So I found an article from the Mayo Clinic, and it's short, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to leave it below in the description box for you to read yourself if you want to learn some more about this. Keep in mind that immunology is a whole field all in itself, and there are multiple contexts and aspects to this. So this is just more of a introductory discussion, and just keep that in mind. This is a vast field. You know, you're talking about microbiology, parasitology, virology, all these different things go together with immunology, pharmacology, toxicology, all these things go together. Anyway, let's jump in. So I'm going to read this, and it's from the Mayo Clinic, and I believe this is posted by Mary. It says, it's entitled, "There are several types of immunity, innate versus adaptive immunity." And this was written in August of 2021, right around my birthday. There is a lot of confusion about what immunity is and about natural immunity. We are not born with immunity to all things. First, we are born with only what is called natural or innate immunity. This type of immunity is what we are born with and is encoded in one's genes. The second line of defense against non-self pathogens, what we are not born with, is called the adaptive immune response. Adaptive immunity is also referred to as acquired immunity or specific immunity. The adaptive immune response is specific to pathogens that we are not that we are introduced to after being born. These are bacteria, viruses, parasites, pollen, dust, and toxic chemicals. Our bodies make proteins called antigens. You've heard me use that term quite a bit recently if you've been watching my content. Our bodies make proteins called antigens that allow the human body to know that they intend to cause damage to us. The adaptive immune response is meant to attack them, but can sometimes make errors and attack itself. When this happens, autoimmune diseases can develop, like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, etc. Then there is the inflammatory response, also known as inflammation, that occurs when tissues are injured by bacteria, trauma, toxins, heat, or any other cause. The damaged cells release certain chemicals. These chemicals cause blood vessels to leak fluid into the tissues, causing swelling. I think she's referring to cytokines or inflammatory cytokines or other transcription factors, but that's a different topic and a field all in itself. This helps isolate the foreign substance from further contact with body tissues, sometimes making pus. Allergies are immune system disorders that occur when the immune response is directed against body tissue, or is maybe excessive or is lacking. Allergies involve an immune response to a substance that most people's bodies perceive as harmless. I have very few allergies, if any. I've always been fortunate in that regard. Immunizations or vaccinations are a way to trigger the immune response. Small doses of an antigen, such as a dead or weakened live viruses, are given to activate the immune system's memory. Memory allows your body to react quickly and efficiently to future exposures. Another antigen is a piece of mRNA, as we know from what's going on right now. Vaccines or immunizations are needed because humans never built up a memory inside ourselves against C19. I'm stepping around a few words here for, well, reasons I've discussed on my channel. We had never been exposed to it either by our parents genetically or until the virus was introduced. So we need outside help. Immunizations help create immunity. Okay, so that article, I'm leaving it below in the description box. Guys, there are several contexts for this. You know, there's an immune response or machinery that we're born with, and then when you're young, you have to get your immunizations before you go to school, so that kids aren't affecting each other. Measles, polio, chicken pox, all those different things. That's why you have to do that. Some medications actually depress the immune system, like steroids. So if you have someone who's taking a steroid, for example, typically one of the side effects is their immune response gets depressed. I never watched it in the 90s, so I'm binge watching ER right now. Gloria Reuben's character, Jeannie, her husband gave her HIV in the show. If you were alive in the 80s and the 90s, you know how much of a big deal HIV/AIDS was. And the way that works is that I'm reading here that HIV infects a type of white blood cell in the body's immune system called a T helper cell, also called a CD4 cell. So it basically, if I recall correctly, HIV, for which there are medications now, as a species, we have much better pharmaceutical and medical control over HIV now. It neutralizes the CD4 cells, and that disrupts the whole immune response and that whole cascade, because there's a cascade of events that occur during immune recognition and response. And so that's how that works. And I remember during those times, which were very scary times, the discussion was it's not the actual virus that was killing patients, it was making the patients more vulnerable to things that we encounter pretty much every day. Bacteria, viruses, those kinds of things. It was just weakening and neutralizing the entire immune system. And then finally, I think the last thing I'll say about this, another example, is what the article mentioned, lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. Another context for this is organ donation / transplant, organ transplantation. One of the things, one of the concerns there, or one of the considerations, is even if you have a viable donor, or if you have a quote unquote a match, I think that, and if someone out there correct me if I'm wrong, the recipient also has to take medication to ensure that the new organ doesn't get rejected by the recipient's immune system, because you're putting the organ from another person inside that person. So there are several contexts for this. I'm going to stop this here. I just wanted to make a short video on the adaptive versus the innate immune systems. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments below. Like I said, this can and will spark its own separate set of discussions. I think I am going to do something on organ donation and transplantation. But I'm going to do something on organ donation because someone in my circle, someone's going through that right now. Someone needs a transplant of a specific organ, a very necessary organ, though all the organs are necessary. But I'm going to do something on that shortly. So once again, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to put something in the tip jar, that information is below this video as well. Also consider joining the Big Words LLC newsletter. I'm still gathering names right now. Everyone be safe out there. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.